La vida no se detiene cuando te enfermas. Las vacunas contra las enfermedades respiratorias pueden protegerte para que juegues con tu compañero fiel. Según tu edad y tu salud, podrían recomendarte vacunas contra la gripe, el COVID-19, el VRS o la infección neumocócica. Vacunarte puede ayudarte a seguir en el juego. Infórmate en cdeep.org/ES/vacunas-protegen. Presentado por The American Lung Association y CBIP, combatiendo enfermedades respiratorias infecciosas.
Welcome back to the Hot and Healthy Menopause podcast. This is part 2 of our bone health and osteoporosis series. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, pause and go back. I shared my personal story of being diagnosed with osteoporosis at 55, the warning signs I ignored, and why this silent thief is so dangerous. Today is all about action and empowerment. I'll walk you through the plan I built with experts, the nutrition and movement strategies I use daily, how I've lowered inflammation, and why I made the changes to caffeine, alcohol, and hormones. And just so you know, I didn't handle this perfectly from the start. I had a freak out moment. I threw myself a little pity party for a couple of days, cried on the phone to my nearest and dearest, and felt like a victim. And then I gave myself a mindset kick, reminded myself who I am, and got busy creating a plan. That's what I want for you too, to go from shock to strategy. So let's get into it. Welcome back to Hot and Healthy Menopause. I'm Nicole van Hattem, your menopause coach and your retreat-loving guide through this midlife adventure. Here's what I did after my diagnosis. First, I saw an endocrinologist. That's a doctor who specialises in hormones and how they affect your body. They ruled out other possible causes of my bone loss and confirmed what I was dealing with. Then I worked with an exercise physiologist to design a safe, structured program that would actually stress my bones in the right way without increasing my fracture risk. The gym became my bone building laboratory. I also went on Menopause Hormone Therapy, MHT. Estrogen is one of the most important protectors of bone density, and without it, bone loss speeds up. Replacing it slowed that decline and gave me a fighting chance at rebuilding. And I made lifestyle changes. I gave up alcohol completely for a while and now only have the occasional glass. If you haven't yet, go back to episode 176, Rethink the Drink in Midlife. I dramatically reduced my caffeine. Too much caffeine can increase calcium loss in urine and wreck sleep, and sleep is when bones repair. I go into this in my caffeine episode, so definitely check that one out. I tested my omega levels with the Zinzino balance test and started Balance Oil Plus daily. For the first time, I had real data on my inflammation levels, not just guesswork. And I'm not sitting back. I've got a DEXA scan booked in 6 months to see exactly how my bones are responding. Here's the truth. I've become my own favourite menopause client. I prioritise my action plan. I track my symptoms, I build my work and life around protecting my bones, and honestly, that feels powerful. Let's talk food. Bones aren't just calcium sticks, they're living tissue. Protein, about half of bone volume is protein. If you're not eating enough, bones can't rebuild. These days, I make sure I've got at least 20 to 30 grams at every meal. Calcium. Yes, it matters. But you could eat all the calcium in the world and still lose bone if you don't have enough vitamin D, K2 and protein to go with it. It's like dropping off bricks to a building site without builders to stack them. Vitamin D, essential for calcium absorption. I tested my levels and adjusted supplements to make sure I'm in the right range, and I've got a Zinzino vitamin D test that you can do at home. Vitamin K2. Directs calcium into bones instead of soft tissues, a big game changer. Magnesium, it helps activate vitamin D and supports bone formation. Omega-3s, anti-inflammatory fats that protect bones and joints. And I'll say it again, testing matters. When I saw my balance test results, I realised my omega-3-6 ratio was way off. No wonder I was inflamed. Now with the Balance Oil Plus, I'm bringing it back into balance simply. Here's something I wish I'd known years ago. Walking and yoga are great, but they're not enough to stress bones in the way they need. That's where my exercise physiologist came in. They explained Wolff's Law. Bones adapt to the loads placed on them. If you don't stress them, they weaken. If you stress them safely, they rebuild. So now my plan includes weight-bearing impact, walking, hiking, tennis, dancing. These all send the message, stay strong. But here's the fun part. You'd be surprised how hard you actually need to bounce or stomp your heels to signal bones to build. I had a good laugh with my exercise physiologist as we tried out different techniques. Stomps, heel drops, even little jumps. I felt a bit silly, but honestly, it was empowering. Resistance training, weights, heavy weights, resistance bands, squats, push-ups. Every pull of muscle against bone increases density. Balance and mobility work, yoga, tai chi, single leg drills, because even strong bones are at risk if you fall. And here's the shift for me. I don't just go to the gym anymore. I go with a bone building plan. Inflammation. Let's calm the fire. Inflammation was one of my hidden bone thieves. When you're inflamed, your body releases cytokines that tell osteoclasts, the demolishers, to ramp up, and osteoblasts, the builders, to slow down. That means more bone loss, less bone repair. Here's what I changed. Alcohol is now an occasional treat, not a daily habit. Caffeine is dramatically reduced. Honestly, this was tough, but my sleep improved, and with better sleep, my bones get the repair time they need. I prioritise hydration because even mild hydration stresses your body. I eat anti-inflammatory foods every day: berries, leafy greens, olive oil, salmon, nuts. And I use Enzino Balance Oil Plus daily to bring my omega ratio back into line. This combination is giving my bones the chance to heal. Stress management, bones and boundaries. We also need to talk about stress. Chronic stress raises cortisol, and cortisol literally tells your bones to stop building. For me, managing stress has meant some bold choices. Changing my work environment and making career shifts to reduce constant pressure. Making lifestyle choices that ease financial stress instead of adding to it. Setting clearer boundaries in relationships because protecting my energy is non-negotiable. And daily practices, breathwork, journaling, time in nature, meditation, yoga, and of course, sleep. I treat it like medicine now because when bone repair happens is when you sleep. I'll do a whole episode on stress management soon because this is too big for just a few minutes here. But the bottom line is calming your nervous system protects your skeleton. Medical support, the options. Alongside lifestyle, there are medical options. For me, Menopause Hormone Therapy, MHT, is one of my foundations. Estrogen supports bone density, and replacing it has slowed my loss and supported rebuilding. Other options include bisphosphonates, which slow down bone breakdown. Denosumab, injections that reduce bone loss. SERMs mimic estrogen on the bone. Parathyroid hormone treatments. They stimulate new bone growth. Every option has pros and cons. That's why I worked with an endocrinologist, a hormone specialist, to make sure I knew what was right for my body. So let me ask you, what's one small change you can start this week? More protein, one less coffee, or adding in weights to your routine? Are you tracking your symptoms or waiting for your body to scream? Do you know your omega balance, or are you just guessing? And who's on your support team? A GP, an endocrinologist, an exercise physiologist, a menopause coach? And who do you need to add? Your bones are living tissue. Every daily choice matters. If you want more support, sign up for my Hot and Healthy newsletter. You'll get weekly tips and my free guide, 5 Steps to Stronger Bones. If you're ready for personalised support, I offer menopause coaching, and I've coached over 200 people through midlife health transformations, and I can help you build a bone health plan that works for you. And if you love data, start with the Enzino Balance test. Pair it with the balance oil to reduce inflammation and protect your bones and joints. There's also a vitamin D test that you can get through my Enzino link on my website, NicoleVanHattem.com. That's it for part 2 of our Bone Health and Osteoporosis series. Remember, bones aren't static. They respond to what you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, and whether you replace what's lost in menopause. Yes, I had my freak out, my victim moment, but then I gave myself a mindset kick and built a plan. Now I'm not waiting for life to break me or my bones. I've put experts around me, I'm using the right tools, and I'm taking daily action. And you can too. Stay hot, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to Hot and Healthy Menopause. If today's episode helped you, please follow the show and share it with a friend who's also navigating the transition. And remember, you'll find my free menopause symptom tracker, retreat recommendations, and more resources at NicoleVanHattem.com. This is your time to thrive, and I'll be right here to guide you through it.